Hey, what's going on, guys? So we're going to be doing a deck profile for the Lightsworn that I was playing. So a lot of you guys have actually liked this deck. So it's a pretty interesting deck. So it is similar to the Dragon deck that did top at Dallas. However, I made it more Lightsworn oriented, and there's 3 Judgment Dragons. So I figured if you're playing Judgment Dragons, why not go for all 3? Because that card is still arguably one of the best cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! So let's get into the deck profile. So we've got 1 Battle Fader, just because there are no hand traps, and you just need to protect yourself to survive 1 more turn to perhaps drop that Judgment Dragon. Next up, we're playing Black Lightning Soldier because he's unfair. 3 Celestia, but I'll get into it in a second. 1 Dark Flare Dragon, 2 Eclipse Wyvern, 1 Aaron, 1 Gores, an Honest, a Jane, 3 Judgment Dragon, 3 Light Pulsar, because without 3 Light Pulsar, it wouldn't be Dragonsworn, and definitely this card definitely is so good because it stops so many different plays, because your opponent will be like, no, I don't want to destroy his Light Pulsar because you've got Red as Darkness Metal, and then sometimes they'll just warning this, and then at that point you'd be like, oh, okay, the chances of him having another warning are kind of like, a lot slimmer, so you just drop the Judgment Dragon and you just go blow up the field and you win from that. And another great play is, if you happen to have Light Pulsar out, and you could just summon a Judgment Dragon, blow up the field, you get Light Pulsar's effect, you get Red as Darkest Metal, you bring him back. So it's like, that's game right there. So it's just really good to do that. Next up, 1 Lumina. I'm not too much of a fan of this card because that's the only thing that effect really hurts. I mean, it doesn't really hurt Celestia because it's a cost to send the top 4 cards. But I mean, I really don't like getting Lumina Veilered, so I was actually thinking about taking this card out, perhaps for Garroth, just because Garroth has, some attack. But this card, if you were running like Arcus, you can, exceed with it, or if you're playing double Lumina. Next up, we're playing just 1 Lila, playing 2 Red as Darkest Metal, playing 3 Draco, and we're playing a Sangan, and 3 Hamsters, which is back to why I'm running 3 Celestia, because Celestia is generally a card that Lightsworn players don't like sometimes, because it can be a dead draw, because, Lightsworns are so weak, there's nothing to ever attribute for it, but Hamster allows it, because Hamster goes into Raikou, and then, you can flip, destroy 1, and then sack the Raikou, destroy 2 more, so you get to mill 7 cards, and you get to destroy 3. That is quite amazing. And yeah, so that allows to make different types of plays in this deck, especially when you get to get 7 cards shaved from your deck. It allows you to go for Light Pulsar quite quick in the game. Then you'll have like a Light Pulsar, you'll have a Hamster sometimes if it survived, and a Celestia, and that could be pretty much game breaking, especially if you already milled a Red as Darkest Metal. Then next up, we're playing 2 Trags just to help out stall, kind of keep the deck alive a little bit more. You can maybe opt to play Wolf if you wanted to play Wolf. That could be an option. Maybe take out the Trigodias, but I feel like the deck is pretty consistent right now, just because Hamster really helps out, and that's why I'm not playing the MSTs in the main deck. Is because Raikou can hit the problematic cards, and that does work. And then we're playing Alert of Darkness, Charge, Brigade, Dark Hole, Future Fusion, Heavy Storm, Monster Reborn, and 3 Solar Recharge. You can actually take out the Dark Hole. I mean, Lightsworn's win condition is basically Judgment Dragon anyways, and this deck has huge beaters, so you should be able to run over your opponent's monsters, but Dark Hole is just, great against cards like Thunder King, which stop Light Pulsar from coming out. And everything in the extra deck should be pretty familiar, except for this card, Void Ogre Dragon, which requires a Dark Tuner plus 1 or more non-tuner monsters. So if you happen to like Plug Spreader, you can put him in here, but basically I put him in here just because of Monster Reborn. And you'll need a 5-headed dragon. Other than that, you should be pretty familiar with everything here. But yeah, so this is the deck profile for the Dragonsworn. I feel like the deck is pretty solid. You could maybe take out Dark Flare Drag, but originally I was playing 3 Wyvern, 3 of the Eclipse Wyvern, but this card actually helps out just because it's a dragon that is dark, and that way you can send it with Future Fusion. Plus, it's another target for Light Pulsar, because when it is sent from the field to the graveyard, it's level 5 or higher. So yeah, you could play Dark Flare Dragon. Other cards that you could possibly play in here, Dark Armed, you can play Tour Guides just to help out with the dark count. Trigodia does help with that as well. But yeah, if you open up with Future Fusion in this deck, you just basically win, as long as they don't stop it. It just helps out so much to go through so many cards of your deck. Basically, you'll be sending these 3 up here, and then depending on what you have in your hand, you can decide if you want to send 2 Red as Darkest Metals, because drawing this card isn't too great. Although there was one time where I special summoned Judgment Dragon, and it got Fiendish Chained, and so I removed Judgment Dragon to get Red as Darkest Metal. So that was an okay play as well. But generally, this card's kind of bad to draw because you realistically don't have much that you want to get rid of. Unless you already have a Light Pulsar in the grave, then I guess you can remove a Light Pulsar that you already have on the field if you want to do that. But I feel like if you already have like a Red Eyes Dark Spell in the grave, just wait till this thing dies and get the other one out. But yeah, so if there's any suggestions for this deck, let me know. Personally, I was almost thinking about taking Blackluster Soldier out because you want to have, you know, your targets for Light Pulsar to remove. You don't want to remove them with BLS. But then again, when you drop Blackluster Soldier, you basically win anyways. But that's just because he's just way too good. But yeah, so it's been a deck profile. If you have any suggestions, let me know because I'm still kind of testing out this deck. But again, it is Lightsworn, and so at any moment you can just lose because you know, you just have bad mills or, you know, it happens. It's just Lightsworn. But yeah, actually, this deck has no maxis, no veilers, no dualities, no tour guides. So it's like a different deck that I've made because generally every deck that I make has those cards. But yeah, so yeah, if you need any other cards that you want to main deck, consider Dark Arm is great, as well as maybe Torrential Tribute. That would be a great trap as well, and maybe Tour Guides. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Asian Eyes White Dragon signing out.